Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sci-Fi Chronicles. And an exciting day for all of us today because we've got the new Superman trailer to review. So let's get our reactions and let's see what me and my mates here, Retro Doc and Mega Geek, think of it. So what we'll do, we'll press play and let us know what you think. That's very Man of Steel, that so far, isn't it?
That's a metaphor for RTD's new Doctor Who right there.
Yeah.
All right, pause.
It's literally me after a day of work. That is, but yeah, I mean, so far, I'm not sure I like the outfit.
Hate the costume.
Yeah, it looks like he's wearing some sort of Roman shorts or something.
Yeah, the shorts don't work. Look. The boots don't work because they look like pull-ups. You know, when you get those costumes, those cheap, cosplay costumes, you have to pull up on your boots and you wear your train. It looks like that. It's just awful.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, doesn't that? I mean, that's comics accurate, isn't it?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Underpants, isn't it?
They look. They just picking up from the latest Superman. You know, they kind of try to redesign Superman. He doesn't need redesigning at all, and they have done that. So they give him collars.
Iconic.
What's that all about? Batman had collars. The Batman. And that looks shit, and this looks shit. But anyway,
Batman also had nipples.
Honestly, the only thing that I really don't prefer about this outfit is the logo. I wish they'd gone with the classic logo, not the new.
Yeah.
No, if you look closely, it looks like he's wearing, bathing shorts. The shorts doesn't fit him at all.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I mean, the outfit. I suppose I'm used to, when you look at the outfit now, I'm used to like Christopher Reeve, where it's kind of tight, to an extent tight fitting, whereas this looks like it's kind of a stretchy fabric.
No,
you know what I mean? If you look around the knees and you can see the stretch there, so it's going for a different.
It's not that. It's basically the shape of this actor. Like, for instance, if you look at Christopher Reeve, he's got the typical triangle shape. So he's got broad shoulders, and then he's got like a kind of like slim waist, and then right down, everything else completes what Superman looks like. Well, this guy, he hasn't got that triangular shape. He's just kind of like one block all the way down. So that's why it doesn't look good on him, because he doesn't have the shape of a superhero. That his body, he just looks ordinary. He doesn't look. You know what I mean?
I do.
John's upset because he was planning on cosplaying with this outfit around the house when he's not streaming, and he's not really sure how it's going to look on him now.
I cosplay of all the other ones, mate. So I just wanted to add to the set.
Garbage is in the house, by the way. Garbage is in the house.
Hey, good to see you, Garbage.
Oh, garbage.
Let's play it a bit more.
Okay, pause it. So, all right. Again, this is total knee-jerk reaction when I watched the trailer a couple of times. When I first saw him with the kind of 80s hair that he has, this reminded me of like Tom Hanks from Bosom Buddies. He has like the early Tom Hanks hairdo, the kind of the Tom Hanks fro. That's what I got from this one.
I am very curious about what his portrayal of Clark Kent is going to be like. I really am, because that's just as important.
In answer to Garbage's question, no, all Americans are not short. It's just that Brits are freakishly tall.
Now, it's there's one shot after this where he tries to avoid looking at Lois Lane. So I'm assuming that he's not introduced to Lois Lane in the office. Basically, it's a huge office and loads of people work there. So basically, I'm assuming that it's not like the 1978 version where he's introduced to Lois. He's just part of the amount of people that work there. So I'm assuming that he's avoiding her. Because there's that shot where he
it's
looks back
got
and he
that.
looks away, doesn't he? That's
Well,
what
I
I'm
mean,
He's
but
saying.
that
chances
nervous,
are,
shy kind of character.
well, chances are,
know.
he probably knows her. I mean, if he is familiar enough with the Daily Planet, he's certainly familiar with who Lois is.
No, but what I'm
He's
saying
really
is that if you look at the size of which we're going to come up and see of Daily Planet, the size of the actual scope itself, it's much more bigger the grounds than in this 1978 one. So it's possible that there's thousands of people working there, and he's just one of them. That's all I'm saying. I might be wrong. I'm just guessing. Obviously,
in that shot there, it's nice of them to have got a little cameo look from Ellen DeGeneres. Look. Just there, which is,
on the right. On the right. I thought she was in England.
yeah. It's just before she legged it to the airport.
Right, okay.
Let's carry it on.
Tall,
and there. Look over on the right hand side. There's Agent Carter. There's Haley Atwell as Agent Carter over there on the right.
About to give him a kryptonite bullet. Right. So. He's knackered, isn't he? I do like the Daily Planet symbol there. I do like that, it's got that kind of retro kind of look to the exterior of it. From what I saw from that shot. So,
this is John. This is you on a Saturday morning, right? This is kind of how you normally
yeah. This is me coming off a podcast, man.
But I there has to be some kind of powerful villain that actually gave him that beating, and I'm wondering who that is.
I
don't want it to be Doomsday.
I just excellent. That was exactly what I was going to say. Doomsday, like the Weeping Angels, needs to go away for a couple of decades.
Yeah, right. There's something in me that makes me think there's going to be a Bizarro turn up in this one,
or Brainiac, Brainiac.
Yeah,
be Brainiac.
Yeah. It's So let's carry it on.
I actually love this guitar.
See, look how big that office is.
Yeah,
that's what I'm assuming. Anyway, I'm assuming that it's he's just one out of 1,000 people working there,
and I'm sure that's hopefully one of like 15 different little coffee stands around that room, because I can't imagine a room that size and all they have is the one percolator there going.
Yeah, exactly. These days you've got someone coming in and they're just telling them what to write. They're not actually doing any journalism.
Yeah.
I've got to admit, I'm not really impressed with the cast so far. I mean, she looks okay, but she looks there's nothing
kind of a bit of a grunge kind of look to it.
But there's nothing, I don't know. Maybe it's just me being old and me being well in the camp of the 1978 version of Superman, but she just looks ordinary. There's nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say there's no, I don't know.
She's no Terry Hatcher is what you're saying.
Yeah. There's no wow factor about her. Maybe it's just because of the way she's dressed. I don't know. Yeah. It's hard to judge.
It's fine with me.
I'd have to disagree with Gary though on the guitar, because
I hate it.
I don't like it at all. For me, call me a traditionalist, but John Williams' score is so iconic and brilliant. Why alter it? Why change it?
They're not.
Use it.
Okay, well, okay. Let's keep going.
If they have it in the film, great. I'm happy, but no, I just don't know why you would get rid of it.
Before you move on, right? The impression I get is that they're trying really hard not to be 1978 Superman. So they've literally taken the orchestral score, and I don't know if this is going to be right through the movie. I'm assuming not. And I've taken John Williams and I've put a guitar to it. Everybody's modern. She's dressed like, I guess, today's woman, and today's woman, according to Hollywood, the women can't be hot anymore for some reason. They can't dress hot either. I don't know. And Superman, he doesn't look manly. He looks very... I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much.
Well, but the thing, one of the things that brought down the 2006 one, Superman Returns, even though I thought Brandon Routh did a really good job.
Yeah,
but I just thought the movie as a whole was too slavishly reverential to the 1978 version, instead of kind of charting its own way.
No. But Gary, I disagree. The script was terrible in that film. They turned Superman into a stalker.
Well, they
Do you know
turned
what I mean?
Superman
It's like,
into a
that's all
dead.
of
They
that.
turned Superman into an absentee dad, which was horrible.
That too.
No. I know, but I mean, Brandon Routh. I thought he was decent as the character, but no, I mean, I had a lot of problems with that movie. I just thought, I don't know, Bryan Singer, I guess was so in love with the
Brandon
original
Routh.
that he. No, wasn't Bryan Singer directed it, right?
Yes,
Bryan Singer directed it.
Yeah, he was just too in love with the original.
Brandon Routh.
Yeah, I would say
okay.
I would say though, from my point of view, that with her there, if I was going on a date with her, I would have absolutely no problem whatsoever. I'd be a happy chappy.
Right.
It's fine.
Right. I'm being
I know.
slightly negative here, but I can only go on what I see. And
you're on about
I
the wow
feel.
factor. Yeah.
I mean, Margot Kidder, right? I thought she had something. There was something about her that she had something, and also Terry Hatcher, as you said. Terry Hatcher that definitely had the X factor, and but it just seems like every Hollywood film, no matter what the subject matter is, they want to dumb down the manly.
Who was Lois?
Wait, let me finish.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Want to dumb down the manly thing about a man. That's what it feels like to me, and a woman as well. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Sorry, Gary.
No. My apologies. That was rude of me. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I was just going to ask. I was trying to wonder. Who was the Lois in the 2006 one? Because in my mind, she was the worst one.
Bosworth, what her name is?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
I mean
she was
Bosworth.
terrible.
Yeah, she wasn't very good.
She was terrible.
Yeah,
and Cyclops was in it as well, wasn't he?
He was. Yeah. In fact, that's the reason why he got killed in the X-Men, isn't it? In the first 15 minutes, because he had to do that film. Yeah, because he had to do the film. Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go.
Let's carry on.
Yep.
I do like that. I do like he's got that little kind of, like you were saying earlier, he kind of looks but then quickly looks away.
Yeah.
He's got that kind of nervous, shy element to him, which is very different to how Christopher Reeve played it. He didn't play it that way, did he? He played it kind of the goofy.
The Christopher Reeve they played it in such a way that it doesn't matter if he's wearing glasses, no one could recognize him as Superman. But I think in this version, it looks like he's trying to avoid being in the front of anything. He's just trying to just do his job and just avoid everybody. That's what it looks like to me. But I'm jumping at shadows because I can't tell. So
I love in that quick shot. I just noticed that he has to duck because otherwise, if he doesn't duck when he sits down, he's going to hit that TV screen because he's so tall. That's a nice touch.
Very tall.
So here we go.
Stop.
Yeah.
Why? Why have they cast this guy as Jonathan? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
What are you trying to say? Is he's had too much cow? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what you're implying?
They're trying so hard, right, to make everything modern and up to date, and yet they're forgetting about the certain things about the aspect about Superman. Again, I might be too harsh. I don't know. This might be terrific. You never know. But
there's
it's
one
only
positive.
What I feel. Yeah. How do you feel, Gary, about this guy playing?
It's, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, I haven't seen. I know who he is.
Need to see it.
I know who he is, but I haven't seen like too many things with him in it. It's better than Kevin Costner, which I thought was an absolutely terrible as in the Man of Steel.
Man of Steel, yeah.
My favorite Jonathan Kent, actually, honestly, was John Schneider from Smallville.
Yeah, he was great. But you know, the right. So if you take the three Kents, right, you've got Ford and you've got the guy from Dukes of Hazzard, and you've got Kevin Costner. What do they have in common? What they have in common is command, right? So John Thor Ford came from the Hollywood greats, the 40s, the 50s. Everybody knew who he was. Dukes of Hazzard fellows, quite good looking. He was very commanding. And Kevin Costner, you know, the man's got star quality. This guy looks like he can literally have a heart attack, this fella, because he's
he does eventually.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is that does this guy look like he can, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's all in
maybe we're
acting.
misreading it. Maybe he's playing the
It's
mom.
true. You might be right.
Maybe he's playing the mom.
You might.
So far we're 50 seconds in, and the positives I'll take from this so far is Superman is a man. That's one,
baby.
Okay. And his dad is a man. That's two.
That's overweight.
Yeah.
There's no surprise.
I'm trying to be the positive American between the two negative Brits.
No, I'm not negative. I'm just
I know.
pointing out certain things that I think they should have done. I honestly think, because I've seen this trailer before, I honestly think it looks promising. But again, there are certain things that I disagree with. But this is what we're here for, right? To say what we disagree with and say what we like. You know, that's what I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's roll it. Right. Pause it there.
You know what this reminds me of? When Marty McFly went into the bedroom and he went.
That's right. I honestly, you know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of Peter Capaldi on the tank.
Oh God, no. Dad. Cool dad.
Let's roll it.
This is great. I loved this.
Yeah, I mean, we know what's coming, don't we? It's fantastic.
Garbage is right. How'd you like to hear?
Hey, how cool is that?
This is awesome. That's totally awesome.
Am I the only one that don't think this is awesome and think it's very cheesy?
No,
I know what he's doing. Look, this is my view on it. I didn't mind Man of Steel, but what I didn't like about Snyder is the fact that, you know, Superman's meant to be the symbol of hope, and he made a character that was completely depressed and miserable for the majority of the films that he was in. This is kind of jumping back to even when he's beaten up there's an optimism there. There's a bit of a joy in the film, and I do think he is going definitely for more that family audience. Yes. He wants the whole family watching this, and I'm here for this. I don't think we're going to see Crypto through the whole film. I think he's going to have little fleeting bits in it, but you know, I'm glad he's trying something different for a change.
Let's bear in mind that we're all coming at it as genre fans and comics fans. We're intimately familiar with Crypto. A large part of the viewing public has no clue that Superman even has a dog, much less that he wears a cape and stuff. So this is potentially their first introduction to this character. And I think...
Oh, he's gone Dalek.
He's gone Dalek.
He's gone Dalek.
Home. Take me home.
See, that is great. I love all of that. You know, Superman there saving, you know, an innocent person from a child from, you know, something happening. Yeah. That's just me growing up as a kid, you know, 78 Superman and reading the comic books, you know, that's give me lots of that, you know, and I love the fact that James Gunn's playing into that. I do like the fact with the trailer, he has kind of made that John Williams score with this style that he's gone for, hit with this bit where he's saving that child. You know, that's great. I think that's really good. That gets me buzzing.
The thing I like about it is that he didn't zip with the kid, because if you did do that, the kid would be dead. It's true, but they even done that on the Superman the movie. So if you notice that when Superman catches Lois when she falls from a helicopter, he goes down rather than up.
Yeah.
to counter weight the weight of Lois instead of just zipping up.
Well,
and
I
breaking her
always
neck,
remember
basically.
what was it? Big Bang Theory always joked about that years ago,
Mm.
didn't they? Sheldon saying that she would have been like cut into 4 equal pieces.
No, she wouldn't, because the filmmakers made sure he went down. He travelled with
Yeah, no, but
the
if she'd
actual thing,
stayed
yeah.
at the same,
Oh yeah,
would have gone straight through it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Am I
Gary's
back?
back.
Am I
He's
back?
back, everybody. He's rejoined the club.
He's not
Thank
a
you.
Dalek anymore.
No, so real
Yeah.
quick, I was just going to say, I think it was really effective to have the world's basically introduction to crypto be, this is who Superman calls when he's injured. He calls his dog. And I think that was just, to me, that was like super cool. And I'm sure that, when Superman was growing up, that, when he went on like benders on the weekend, that crypto has a lot of experience in coming and saying, take me home, grabbing the cape and pulling Clark home when he was out on a bender in high school.
Yeah.
But no, I thought that was terrific.
Yeah.
What did you what I missed? You guys were talking about what do you think about Lex Luthor?
I know
Well,
we've
this
just
is where
come
we're
to
coming
Lex
up.
Luthor.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we've just
Yeah,
come to
so-
Lex Luthor. We haven't spoken about it.
I love all that. Good. Yeah. Luthor Corp.
Yeah.
I think
Do you think he's a bit young to be Lex Luthor?
I mean, they've certainly been going younger recently, haven't they? That
Or that mad one?
yeah, and but then he's a very good actor, isn't he? So I'm really interested to see what he can do with the role.
It's reminiscent of Smallville, which had kind of
Yeah.
a youngish, which again, people might be more used to kind of a youngish Luthor from LexCorp.
Yeah.
But I mean from
exactly.
Smallville, sorry.
Well, here's
Yeah.
hoping they actually make Lex Luthor, because
And
not even in the
Sinister,
not even the 78 version they made. That was their own creation of Lex Luthor. He was nothing like that in the comics at all.
Yeah.
So
I want him
hopefully he'll
being
be
3 steps ahead, and
yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Luthor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring him back. Just CGI him.
Where is Addis Ababa, Mr. Luthor?
Otisburg.
Yeah, maybe they'll do a little.
Can I
Otisburg
say
cameo.
honestly, I adored Gene Hackman in that.
So did
People say,
I.
well, but
Yeah,
he was
he's
magnificent in that.
It's just
He
a
was.
stupid storyline that he was trying to destroy, and it's just that was a stupid. But the whole thing is just really cool. But I'm hoping this one's going to be just as cool as the 78 one. I hope I'm wrong about all the things I'm speculating and stuff. So,
So let's roll it. Ooh.
He's got a gun, everybody.
That was
James
weird.
Gunn.
That was weird to me because Luthor, I'm not used to seeing Luthor with a gun because that almost makes him kind of common. I mean, he patches these intricate plans, which doesn't involve him doing something as common as using a gun. So that threw me.
That's true, yeah.
And this scene here, I don't think that's Superman.
It doesn't. It just.
I mean, the reason I say that is I actually think that's a creation of Luthor.
Oh, Bizarro.
It looks, that's where I'm going from with it, because it's in like a it's in a sort of like contained. A cage. We've just seen Luthor. It's contained. I think we're going a different route with it. So that's that. So it's got the white guy throwing a cup at his head.
Have you seen that video on X where they actually show you that basically the same bits in the Zack Snyder one and this one compared, because somebody throws something at what's his name's head in Man of Steel, isn't it? And they show all the clips and it's the same thing that Zack did on certain shots. So anyway, whatever.
Do you know? I mean, from this, I mean, again, I'm trying not to be cynical on it because I do like.
No, you should be cynical.
No, I do like the trailer, but what I would say is that look, what I didn't like about Snyder's Superman was effectively the world at one point was hating him and didn't trust him, and I don't want that. I kind of want to be in a world where we're just launching off, where we've got a Superman where the world trusts him, he doesn't have to earn that trust like they take time building it up now. Establish him as already being here, already doing these good deeds. I just don't want to see another, can we trust him or not, kind of route. It just feels a bit tired to me.
But John, actually, this kind of tracks though with your speculation about the previous scene, because if like Luthor creates like a clone Superman or a Bizarro that goes out and does like destructive things to turn the population against the real Superman, that could be the context of this scene.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, we'll only know once we've watched it, but let's play it again. Oh,
Okay,
no. Can I just
pause
wind that back? Yeah.
Run it back. You see, for those comics geeks out there, you see the sign Stag Industries, which obviously is tied in with the comics from Metamorpho. That's the Simon Stagg, the big industrialist who is tied in with the Metamorpho character in DC Comics. I see Mr. Terrific in here. I don't know who the character
Gardner, isn't it?
Who is that guy Gardner?
I'm saying because the light coming from the ring, look.
Oh, right. So is this going to tie into the
Guy Gardner?
Is this going to tie into the Lanterns TV show?
Yeah, I think
apparently so.
Yeah, so that is
again. I don't know about introducing all these superhuman characters in the first movie.
Yeah, you see, this is thing, and obviously we'll only find out when we watch it. But from all of them being there, it kind of makes me think they are established.
Also,
Superman has been about for a while, because otherwise trying to have these all turn up is going to be quite awkward.
Look at the shot though. It looks like that's Red Sun. That he looks weak there. So you got the lights on the, and looks like it's been a trap for old Superman, and Guy Gardner's turned up to arrest him or something. I don't know.
I mean, I just don't know about this, because it's like, we have to get to know this Superman. Then we have Guy Gardner, we have Hawk Girl or Hawk Woman. Yeah. Sorry, don't cancel me.
Mr. Fantastic,
Mr. Terrific.
Sorry, yeah.
Wrong comics line. Mr. Fantastic is not even DC Comics there, John.
I did.
You need to give yourself a demerit for that.
Yeah.
But again, it's like that Black Adam movie. And I didn't see the Black Adam movie, but I remember from the trailer, they're introducing all these members of the Justice Society, and it's like overload for people who aren't already familiar with these characters. And it's, I don't know. I mean, hopefully, I'm sure Gunn knows what he's doing.
I always been saying that they should just concentrate on Superman if they're going to make a Superman movie, but yet James Gunn is doing is making the same mistake as that DC made,
trying to world build before rushing. Film.
They're trying to fly before they can walk. If you can excuse the pun.
Yeah,
basically.
Very well done, mate. That's very well done. That.
Well, I have my moments. But,
see that Hawk Girl shot there looked good. I did like that. There we go.
Yeah.
Who's playing Hawk Girl? Does anybody know?
Not sure on that one. But that again, it makes me happy. It looks like straight away, oh, there's Hawk Girl. Great. What's going on here? It's
she really got wings in the comic.
Yeah.
Not as growth, not outgrowth of her body. It's just she flies. Yeah, she's an alien.
Okay.
I mean, I'm guessing they used her because everybody's already familiar with her from the Justice League cartoon.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're right.
Well, the punters, the ordinary punters won't be. They'll be like, it's a woman with wings. You know what I mean? So.
And he's got to have a giant Godzilla.
You'll believe a dame can fly.
That's going to be maybe that links to the beginning shot we saw with him in the snow. Maybe because didn't I read somewhere that James Gunn says the film starts with like a battle, so you're already in an established battle as the film starts. So maybe this is all part of the same thing where he's fighting this big monster, and that's where you see him in the snow afterwards because it's beat him up. Possibly.
Well, it might be like the Guardians of the Galaxy, because it started off where the sun had a trauma and his mum died. So he might be in the snow and then suddenly
Yeah.
puts a Walkman on his head and he starts dancing or something like that.
Yeah.
We can only hope. We can only
yeah.
After crypto gets him, he starts dancing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, wait.
Oh,
Okay.
did you see that?
Roll it back just a bit.
It's a robot.
Yeah.
Now, at first I was like, and I thought all the Superman Lois scenes in this worked for me. They really did. Now, if you look around, obviously he's in the fortress.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking,
be.
well, no, you can see the kind of ice,
Yeah,
the ice.
I like the look of the
at
fortress
at the left, all the ice sculptures. And this to me, I thought, well, maybe this is one of the maintenance droids from the fortress.
It is. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Gary. And also, if you look in the corner there, where you've got the lights, it's kind of riffing off of kind of 78 Superman with the style there.
Yeah.
So which I do like. So they are respecting it.
As long as James Gunn doesn't have him peel off his symbol and throw it, and then it becomes cellophane and captures somebody. Please don't,
Gary.
Do
how dare you, sir?
I hated that.
I think Crypto has an S on his chest and he does that. So phrase it. I don't know. Also I don't like this guy's hairstyle. Oh, I'm just criticizing it big time. I hate this suit. This suit sucks.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. Yeah, good to see the robot there, and that's cool. I good to see it. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's
good.
Yeah.
Now, who's that? I can't figure out who that is.
So
that's Bizarro getting made. Probably.
Yeah.
Getting made in the chamber. Maybe.
It could be.
Yeah, it'll be interesting finding out.
Garbage says he looks like drunk Superman from Superman 3. There you go.
Or is it not the Emperor?
Yeah,
it's a bit like the Emperor, doesn't it?
It's like me after a night out.
Oh, Ray's. You mean Ray's granddad?
Yes, Ray's granddad. Yeah,
Ray's granddad.
Yeah.
Grandpa Palpatine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moravian troops.
Moravian. I don't remember. Moravia doesn't. I mean, that must be like a new thing. It's not a comic.
Yeah.
That's not a DC Comics country.
I think they're going to. I was going to say, Guy, I think this Moravian thing, I think they're going to go down the route in the film of Superman will step in, but it will be another, discussion on whether Superman should be involved in,
White Savior.
conflicts. Yeah, and
there was
a
very famous comic, and I'm trying to remember the title, but I know it was Action 775, which was a single issue about does the world really need
I remember that one.
Superman. Yeah. And it was a highly acclaimed single issue. I can't remember the title. But I'm sure that may be inspiration for part of this.
Which one was that? Is that the one where he flies off to rescue just one single girl?
It's the one that had those characters from that other super group. The one that was kind of the amoral group.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I can't, not the Authority or something, one of those kind of amoral groups.
Yeah.
And Superman had to defend his approach to them. Like, why don't you go out and actively get rid of this problem? And so maybe
I know who you mean.
In. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you mean.
And there was that guy kept, coming back. There you go. I like this. And see, that crypto thing works for me. It really does.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the only one that doesn't like the dog.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're just a nasty piece.
I want a crypto plushie, Ian. I want a crypto plushie.
I don't know. I just think.
Just thank goodness I ain't got a pee.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure about the dog. Anyway, carry on.
We're gonna melt your hard heart.
Yeah.
I mean, there are certain things that Superman should be, and I mean, Gunn's taking it down this avenue. And I'm not really sure it's right for Superman, but as I said, it's the proof's in the eating, right? We'll find out when the movie comes out.
But, you know, with the Batman movie, he's already said, Gunn, that he's going to be doing Damian Wayne as well. You know, so
it's just
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes down the route of doing like a, you know, Superboy and Robin
focus on Superman
sort of mini movie, something like that. I think it's all setting it up. But you're right, yeah, it's what you said earlier. It's about, you know, running before you can, walking before you can fly.
Yeah, it's just seems anyway. What's that? That's going through the glass there.
That was Mr. Terrific, I think, wasn't
it?
Oh, okay.
That's it. So that's
who's this guy he's fighting?
Last time we saw him was in Arrow, wasn't it? I think.
There's a very and you got the Krypton, like the Smallville meteors or the Metropolis meteors and stuff. There's a very famous comic cover from the 70s where Superman is fighting like a football player, like it's invisible. He's just fighting the football suit on the cover. I remember that. So that's what I kind of flashed on when I saw this.
Yeah.
Who's the black guy?
Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Mr. Terrific.
He was Mr. Terrific was a character in the 1940s in the Justice Society, which which was a World War II group which predated the Justice League.
Right.
But then that character got killed in the 70s, and Mr. Terrific, the new Mr. Terrific, this guy is like a tech genius that created all these little spheres that could fly around and help him do his work and stuff. And he's a member of the new Justice Society.
I see.
Here we go.
I like that. Now, the one thing, I don't know if you guys mentioned this when I was briefly off.
Cheers.
The fact that there's no dialogue in this at all. It lets the music do the talking.
Do you know why, though? Do you know why? Because when Superman speaks, he's like, "Hello, I'm Superman."
If that happens, Ian, I'm going to blame you for it.
He sounds like Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
All right, Luthor, I'm coming for you. Yeah.
And Superman and Lois clearly are into each other, aren't they? So that's one positive. There's no gay Superman in this one. Hey, that's another ticked box. Brilliant. Thank you, James Gunn.
Again, right. Maybe it's because I'm old and I'm not really excited about this at all for some reason. It looks okay, and I've got the feeling that once I've seen it, I'll say it's just okay. For me, that's not enough, really. It should be off the charts, brilliant. You know, that's the thing. But I don't think it's going to be. He's introducing too many characters. He's not concentrating on Superman. It just seems like he's trying so hard to be original rather than actually sticking to the formula of Superman and just concentrating on that and trying to make that better or good. You know,
I think for me, mate, I think what I find with it now is that although I liked the trailer, it didn't blow me away, but I liked it. But I'm actually glad that it hasn't blown me away, because I think I've watched so many trailers over the last few years where I thought, oh yeah, that's fantastic, can't wait to see that, and then it's been absolutely abysmal. I'd like to go in with a different approach this time of going, oh, the trailer was okay, you know, I liked it, you know, but it didn't make me think, wow, you know, and then come out of the film going, that was absolutely superb, you know, I can't wait for the sequel. Fingers crossed it goes that way, but you know, it's from what we've had the last few years, I'll take that trailer as a win.
There's never been a trailer in the last few years that's really wowed me at all. The only trailer that did actually wow me was Nobody. When I saw the trailer for Nobody, I definitely wanted to see that. And it was a good film. So it kind of equaled that. But no trailer recently has really wowed me at all. And this one is a prime example. It hasn't wowed me. It's made me think, okay, I hope it's good. But it shouldn't. We should be going, he's back. Superman is back. You know what I mean? We should be like,
running
yes,
down the street with our
yeah,
symbols.
exactly.
I mean, I hope that all the, I mean, it feels, especially when we're going through it slowly like this, it feels like all the other superheroes.
Oh, he's Daleking again.
He's gone Dalek.
Is he back, Gary?
Yeah, he's just slipping
Oh
back
yeah,
into
yeah,
reality.
you're kind of back.
Here
Yeah,
he
you're
is.
kind of
Okay.
back. Yeah, yeah.
Good to
All
see
right,
him.
good.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. I was just going to say, I hope that the superheroes in this, the other superheroes in this movie are in it, just like maybe like for that one scene where they confront the bad Superman or whatever, just to let us know that there are other superheroes in this new universe.
Yeah.
That, because the Nathan Fillion, the Guy Gardner is going to get more play in the Lanterns TV show. Hawkgirl's probably going to come back. The other Mr. Terrific's probably going to come back. I hope it's just like, okay, like maybe like for one scene, just to let us know, hey, they're out there. So when you see them again in another movie, you'll already kind of know who they are, type of thing. I actually do. Overall, I really honestly thought this trailer worked for me because there's no dialogue. It's all about letting the theme, even though it's a different arrangement, I get that, but letting our instant emotional connection to that theme do a lot of the work, even though it's a different arrangement. So I think that what maybe Gunn might be trying to do is kind of connect people to this emotionally, if that makes sense, through the theme more than, oh, it's an interesting plot. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's funny dialogue. It all seems to be about the theme generating emotion for us. Maybe that's just my idea.
Just talking about the theme, though, I hope they don't do that in the film where they play that Superman theme and they have that kind of arrangement. What I'm hoping is what they did with Star Trek, the soundtrack for Star Trek. So you got a new composer in, James Horner came in, and he created a theme for that film for Wrath of Khan, but he still had the in the background of certain things. So that's what they should do with this. They should have the John Williams thing, which is the theme, the main theme, and they should create a new theme for this episode or movie of Superman. That's what they should do.
You know what? I'll bet you they will. It wouldn't surprise me if the music we just heard on this trailer is nowhere in the movie.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't surprise me either.
It just he wanted this trailer to accomplish something right away, because I mean, this trailer had to work, right? Because this is the launch of his whole new franchise. I'm excluding that cartoon that's out now, which I haven't seen and which nobody really knows about. But this thing had to work, and wasn't this delayed a couple weeks or something because they thought that it still needed to be tweaked or something like that?
I don't know.
This trailer had to connect with people to get them excited.
Did you think it connects with people? Do you think it was successful, this trailer, you guys?
For the most part.
And certainly from the reactions I've seen today, I've seen more positive than negative.
I've seen a few negatives. I've seen more positives. Yeah,
but I would agree that this movie, I don't know, maybe because it's the climate we're in, but this really needs to be a banging movie to get, especially for DC, to get them off swinging. To get people back on board, because we've talked about it on other shows and other threads, but there is a fatigue for superhero movies at the moment. So if they can make a banging Superman movie from such an iconic character, DC could really, really take off. And nothing more than that for that to happen, because I love DC.
I agree with Garbage. It was okay. But it should have been epic. That's and also we say there's no dialogue, but there is. Crypto Home, it's a bit of dialogue there.
Yes.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But again, right, I'm kind of on the fence on this one. I don't know what to feel about this one. It's it starts off with me with the costume. The costume sucks. And that's one aspect that I think they've got wrong. Second aspect I think they got wrong is not to just having all these other heroes in there. It should just be Superman. But I can, maybe maybe it's like a starving person. You give a cracker to a starving person and they think it's the best meal ever. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's this.
Yeah.
It's such a long time since we've seen anything good where we're chomping on a cracker, basically.
The one thing I'm glad that we didn't see in this trailer, and I'm pretty sure that we're not going to see it in the movie.
Yeah.
We don't need to see Krypton blowing up. We already know
we're not going to.
We don't need to see Marlon Brando. And it's just like Batman in the alley, and it's just like Spider-Man's Uncle Ben being killed. We know it. We've seen it 4 times, and hopefully, Gunn will be like, there's certain things the audience already knows. I don't need to explain it.
He's already said it.
Yeah, good. Well, then that's great. So, I think a lot of the basic stuff, hopefully, he'll rely on our knowledge of it already, and that way he can go into areas that a lot of people maybe aren't as familiar with, like crypto or
I wanted to see Superman fly in this trailer. That's what I wanted to see, but we never got that. You got him floating, but you never. I really wanted to see him fly, and if it's going to be flying like that Hawk Girl thing, and then I'm just going to be a bit disappointed because I always maintained this, right? The flying in Superman 78 was beautiful because they didn't have the technology to go round him, up and down and all that shit. They basically showed you him flying, moving. There was one shot where he literally went up and he came down in the shot. Lord knows how they did that. And do you remember the shot where all the girls are in the office and he flies past the office? That was all done in wires, and that was so brilliantly done.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, we need stuff like that. That's what we need to see.
Matt Cat has an interesting question.
Yeah, what's he
says? It says James Gunn is known for blending humor, heart, and action in his movies. How do you think his style will influence the tone of Superman compared to previous Superman film? Because it's Gunn,
right? Well, I think he's going to make a mistake because Superman is a character that should be respected, and that tone that he created for Guardians of the Galaxies does not belong in a Superman movie, in my opinion.
Oh, I'd agree on that.
But the thing is, though, who knows what he's going to give us? Again, we're speculating. Again, we're guessing, and I can only go on the trailer. I'm not blown away by the trailer. I just hope the film's going to blow me away.
Well,
I shouldn't have said that, should I?
that's totally fair. That's totally fair. I mean, we have nothing but speculation for when does this come out? Did it say July 11th?
July, July.
For 7 months. So,
well, I mean, hopefully, at least James Gunn will establish that flipping Gotham and Metropolis aren't just across the river from each other, like in the Snyderverse. I still shiver when I see that.
I just wanted to see him fly. I wanted to see him come
I agree.
And go, go like that, and that's Superman. But we never saw him fly in this one.
I think we're going to see that in a sort of another trailer as we get closer.
I hope
do you know what I don't want though, mate? Guys, I don't want what they seem to do now is that they seem to put out about so many different trailers for the film.
Yeah.
Come up with 1 or 2 great trailers, leave it at that. Let people go, enjoy it, do the PR and the marketing for it, but don't put out so many trailers or clips because, they're going to put out at some point, they'll put out some best clips from the movie. It's just like, well, trust your product.
I know I'm going to get ridiculed for this from the two of you. I would be totally fine if this was the only trailer.
Yeah, so would I. I just want to be surprised in the cinema. I just want to. I really want to love Superman movie, but unfortunately, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, nah, it's not working for me.
I'm curious. Do either of you think that it was a miscalculation to put the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy on here because then it'll create an idea that this movie will be like those movies?
Yes.
Me too.
So
yeah,
this is what we're hoping is not going to happen to Superman. I
I'm not.
can't take another silliness in it.
Oh, I don't think it will be,
character.
but that's what I think putting that big
Yeah.
letters up on that in that slide creates. But
I'm not sure. I'm not sure as well that it was potentially the right move to do the first part of the trailer literally straight away. You're seeing Superman smash into the ground and beaten up and bloody. You know, that's, I don't know if that was a good move to do that. I think, you know, kind of what you were saying, Ian, really, the first bits you want to see of Superman is him being
Flying.
amazing, doing superb stuff, you know, not lying in snow covered in blood. So
yeah, I think
that's
you're
a
right.
mistake.
Yeah, I mean, the only Superman thing he did in that trailer was save that little girl, all those
Yeah.
things coming towards her, and you know,
he
the
pushes
rest
up the
of it.
building.
Yeah, yeah, but we've seen how many times have we seen him do that? You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
again, right? They can't. It's hard for them to top anything that's gone in the past. Yeah, that had Superman in it. You know, and what else are they gonna do? You know?
Well, we didn't see the scene where he flies around and turns back time at the end of this movie.
How dare you, Gary? How dare you?
A lot of people make the mistake and think that Superman spins the earth and the earth goes round. It doesn't. Superman flies around the earth and he literally turns back time. That's why I see all the things going backwards. He did.
Yeah.
A lot of people confuse that he's actually kind of turning the earth. He's actually turning the earth, but he isn't. Really.
Matt had also asked, "What impact does this movie need to have to set the tone?" I think that this movie is being presented and is being marketed as the linchpin for this entire new franchise. It's got to do well.
Another thing for me, right? I just want to see the beauty of everything that's in it. I don't want to see it peppered with CGI, and I know they can't avoid it, right? But can I just make the flying thing real? Do you know what I mean? Put them on wires or something, you know? Just make it's just, you know, because it doesn't. Even when Hawk Girl's flying, it's like a camera can't do that. Really, we can't go all the way. Oh, can we? We can with drones, I reckon. But
he needs to have the one arm outstretched and the other arm like behind
Superman.
Like that. You know, that's how he has to fly.
Let's just drill it down. What you really want, is you want Superman to punch someone into a giant Coca-Cola sign.
No.
That's what you want.
No.
That's what you want.
No. But what I want is someone. Basically, I don't agree with the casting for Superman. What's his name? Cold Sweat, whatever his name is. Was it Coldplay?
Coldplay. Yeah, that's who does the. No, it's David. It's David. Is it
David Cold Sweat?
Is it Corna?
Oh, he's been in the snow, hasn't he?
Corna Sweat?
Yeah, Corna Sweat.
Corna
I don't
Sweat?
know,
Yeah.
but I don't agree with that casting at all. There's nothing manly or heroic about the way he looks. I think he looks very soft. He doesn't look like someone that can literally take on Doomsday or do you know what I mean, or Brainiac or something like that. Again, this is Hollywood. Hollywood always does this. They're scared of casting someone with muscles and looks manly. I don't know why this rhetoric is going through movies, and this is just another example of that. Again, I may be jumping and saying the wrong thing because we might see the film and he might be really fantastic, but. Judging on the
guys love an action hero. Guys love an action hero, and women love to go and see it.
Exactly.
I'm gonna reserve my judgment. I mean, I really hope. Obviously, we always hope Superman movies are going to turn out great, and I'm hoping this does.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, that's made me decide to go and read my Kingdom Come cover. Trade paperback tonight, so I'll be all right through the night.
Ian just wants there to be a character like the Richard Pryor character from Superman 3. So maybe they can get like Chris Rock or something in there.
No, look, seriously, guys, what I want,
little penguin on fire.
what I want is a Superman movie, and it doesn't look like I'm going to get it. It looks like I'm getting something that includes Superman. That's the problem. And this is the thing, right? Matt Cat says he's trying to create the universe. This is not the point where you try to create a universe. This is the point where you have to make one character work. And then if it works, then you can create a universe. Again, walking before you can fly is not a good. It's not a good look on Warner Brothers. They tried that before and it failed.
Yeah.
So let's find out if this is gonna pass the test or fall miserably.
You're right.
You
You're
know?
right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm hoping that all of the scenes that are spread out through the trailer are in above the other heroes are just concentrated into one scene in this one, and that's it.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Yeah, and I think I think similar to you, Ian. I think they really needed to just focus on a Superman movie.
Superman, yeah.
Forget about the rest of the universe, because, you know, for me as a DC fan, you know, I'm tired of seeing DC comics. They're a lot better at the moment. They're going in the right direction, but it always makes me sad when Superman is not, you know, some of them aren't even hitting the top 10, and it's just Batman stuff that's in the top 10 for the comic books. And Superman is such an iconic character. I want Superman doing well. I want Superman to be a success. And you know, this film, nothing would make me happier to say, right, DC's relaunched, everyone's loving DC, and it was because it started with Superman. You know, forget Creature Commandos, you know, and then we go on from there. I just give me a banging Superman movie. You know, that was enough to get me excited. I wouldn't say it blew me away, but you know, I'm encouraged by what I've seen, and I'm looking forward to getting to July and us
again,
do a discussion about it.
You have to ask the question again. You have to ask the question, right? 1, why didn't they just concentrate on Superman? 2, why is his costume so awful? 3, why did they cast someone that looked soft and didn't look like you know, wouldn't again manly? 4, they cast Lois Lane, and you see that shot with her walking. She didn't. Her hair's not done properly. You know, her hair is not. You know, remember the old
kind of the San Francisco latte.
Yeah, it's like it's like why, you know. And then you got John Williams music, with the playing by guitar. Why? And then you got the dog. Why? Do you know what I mean? All these things are red flags to me. That doesn't equal Superman to me. These things are red flags. So that's the reason why I'm reserving my judgment for when I see it. So
I do like the in terms of the question of the color grading and the color palette. I did like this.
No, the color palettes, there's nothing wrong with that. It looks great, but his costume sucks. Do you know why did they go with that? Look, right. It's not only me that says that, right? It's all the fans that said it. The first picture that came out with him, they said his costume sucks, right? If fans can say that his costume sucks, and the majority of them, how comes the filmmakers can't see that? That's the question, right?
I think, and I don't know if you're a regular comics reader, Ian. I mean, at least for me, John, the one thing about the costume overall, it seems like it was too close to the New 52 Superman outfit, which changed too much about it.
Yeah, they should just leave it alone.
So they should have gone to just the regular classic.
Look, they even
sometimes it's change for. I was just going to say, sometimes they seem to do change for change sake. When if something's working, keep it as it is.
Like you look at Henry Cavill's costume, right? First of all, they got rid of the pants, which I thought was a mistake. Second of all, they got rid of the S on his cape. Third of all, they made the cape too long, and then I'm headbutting my mic now. And then what did they do? They added all these little things, you know, on his costume. So when you get closer, it looks like he's got like little, I don't know what the hell they are, right? Jesus Christ, keep it simple, guys. The costume work on Chris Reeves. Why the hell do you want to change it, for God's sake? All you need, that costume that Chris Reeves wore, imagine if Cavill wore it. He would look like 10 times better, wouldn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Just iconic.
Well, costume. And there is. I've always kind of preferred the original, you know, version of the costume that his mom sewed it for him. I've always preferred that. I just thought there's something about that just felt right.
Now, I think the idea that the actual material came from Krypton made sense, because when heat hits him, it doesn't burn his costume. But I mean, you know what I mean? So it's like a different kind of material. Do you know what I mean?
But when I watched, she sewed it from what was in the rocket.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah.
78 Superman. I never thought, even as you know, watching it throughout my lifetime, and as much as I love it to bits, I never ever thought, flipping out, Christopher Reeve is built like a tank in this.
He is.
He
I know
didn't.
he's not built like
I
a
didn't
tank.
think he
No.
was.
No,
No,
he wasn't.
I thought he was slim. He was obviously toned, but he wasn't like when you get to Cavill and when that first came out, you're like flipping heck. They're
was.
going for it.
Yeah,
You know, they're going for the the muscles and that look. Now they're kind of moving back the other way now.
See, I think Gunn has a problem. He's trying to comply to his overlords, but he's also trying to comply to the fans, and he's hit the middle, right? And that never works when you compromise. You know, if you've got a vision and you want to make something, the best thing you can do is apply all your attention to that vision and try and make it and try and complete that vision. When you get people coming in saying they want this, they want that, that's when things get out of focus. I'm pretty sure that. Well, I'm guessing now. I'm pretty sure that Gunn wanted to make a Superman movie, and the overlords above him were saying, "Well, we need more heroes, man. You know, we need this, we need that, we need this." You know what I mean? So
and
that's compromised. I don't know. You know,
I think you're right, Ian, and I think that goes back to us saying about what we were saying a few minutes ago about just make a good Superman movie. I think there's executives higher up that are basically saying to James Gunn, "No, you can't just do a Superman movie. You've got to build the universe out. You know, this is the start of it. You've got to build the universe from here." And I think that's part of the problem now of modern Hollywood. All they're seeing is money. Right. That exactly. That film leads to that film, and that film leads to that film, and it's all interconnected. But sometimes people don't want interconnected. Sometimes people want just a good standalone movie. You know, when I watched Superman 78. I didn't think, wouldn't it be great if Batman could turned up in this? No, I didn't. I loved Superman in that movie on his own, fighting his own battles. You know, that now they've gone the other way where it seems to be, oh no, we've got to give you everything interconnected. Where I don't always want that. I
personally think that they've cast idiots. Apart from Richard Donner, who had his heart was in the right place when he was making Superman. He made mistakes. I mean, the first Superman movie wasn't perfect. There were a couple of things in there I didn't agree with, like the Lex Luthor portrayal I didn't agree with, and Otis, who the hell is he? Apart from that, I really enjoyed it. But then when you come to what is it? Superman Returns. They got the costume completely wrong. They hire idiots to make these things. It's like, Bryan Singer, what is wrong with you? Those boots are too short. What the hell's wrong with you? Right? The colors are wrong. Why? Why would you do that? And then what we get? Zach coming up with, we've got to have scales on his costume. What the hell's that about? Do you know what I mean? It's just like every person they've hired so far has been an idiot. I hope Gunn is an idiot.
Well, first, I gotta respond. Ian, first of all, if about the Superman 78, if you do go to New York, you will see that if you go down into the subway tunnels, you will see that there's enough room for secret layers and full swimming pools and full swimming pools down there and and libraries and everything. Clearly, you can see that those are in the subtunnels of the. But speaking of that, the one thing that, and we haven't mentioned this, the one thing that was not in this trailer that better be in this movie, is there better be an equivalent of Miss Tessmacher in this movie, or else I'm going to be royally ticked off. I don't know, maybe it's like Sydney Sweeney, whoever you want to get, but there better be a swimming pool scene with Miss Tessmacher.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Lex Luthor has evolved in the comics, hasn't he? He went from a guy with skin tight costume in green to
ginger
like
hair
the ginger, and then the president of the United States and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the Lex Luthor that I want is the intelligent Lex Luthor on this, because it's brawn over, it's brain over brawn, isn't it? That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so
it certainly looks like we're going to get that element to it. I did see that from the trailer. I think this is going to be a Lex Luthor that is two or three steps ahead.
Yeah.
And I've got the feeling he's going to be kind of that cold, sinister portrayal.
Again, they cast
I'm
wrong
really
there.
looking forward to.
They should have cast the guy from Breaking Bad. I should have cast
I
him.
don't know. I like Nicholas Hoult. I think he's
Where-
going to
what
play
else-
really
Too
well.
young.
as a
Too
I
character.
young. He's too
I
young.
don't recognize him. What else has he been in?
He was in About a Boy when he was a young kid with Hugh Grant. He was in Juror Number
Right.
2, which is the last film that
He just
Clint
did the
Eastwood
Nicolas
made.
Cage Dracula one, didn't he?
Oh.
Yeah, he
Or,
did. Yeah, that was.
Oh, the
I can't remember what it was
Nosferatu?
called. No, what was that one called? Where he played Dracula's.
oh yeah, I forget the
thing.
name of it,
What
but yeah,
do
it
you
was.
think Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor? I like him and think he's a good actor, but he doesn't put butts in seats. That is true too, Kat. That is true too,
Yeah,
Matt.
he's
You
got a
know?
point, but I do like
Yeah.
Nicholas Hoult as an actor.
I just think
think-
it should be a man. Basically, he looks like a boy. You know.
Well,
with
Nicholas
no
Hoult
hair.
was up for Batman, wasn't he? He lost out to the
Oh,
role
of
of
course,
Batman.
yes.
Robert Pattinson. I didn't.
Mm.
Okay, I didn't know. The one thing that didn't make sense to me in this trailer, thank you, Matt, is that supposed to be Metamorpho, which I mentioned Metamorpho
Yeah.
earlier because of the
Yeah.
Stag Industries tie-in. Is that creature with all the lines on his face? Is that supposed to be Metamorpho?
Don't know.
Remember the one
Yeah,
I said, "Who
could
is
be
that?"
right there. Yeah,
That
absolutely.
okay? I didn't realize that was Metamorpho.
We shouldn't be talking about Metamorpho. She's talking about Superman.
Metamorpho needs to be the full multicolor. If you're not going to
Yeah.
do the original full 60s Metamorpho with all the different colors, the purple, the white, the orange, everything, don't even bother. I don't
Yeah.
want a gray Metamorpho.
No, I
love
mean,
the character.
I think with James Gunn, James Gunn is a comic book fan. He's confirmed that
So
over
he
many
says.
years. Yeah. Well, I would
So
I
he
would
said.
say, yeah, I would say, look, he's got his hands on arguably one of the prime superhero characters in history. So, let's just make it a banger. I don't want any of this, more the politics being put into it that we've seen the last few years. I just want him to do a good film that pays tribute to Superman and also shows that, Superman, even with all his strength, most of the time it's his will and it's his heart that defeats people.
Yeah,
because he doesn't give up.
Yeah,
But
that has Miss Tessmacher in it.
but that was the heart of Chris Reeve's Superman.
Yeah,
that he was
exactly
truth, justice, in the American way, and he was very, very, very good. Do you know what I mean? He the thought of him doing something wrong, was like kryptonite to him, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we need. But I don't think we're going to get that in this. I think it's going to be peppered with different characters, and he's going to go full steams ahead with the humor in this one. It looks like he's got the dog in it, which is kind of cheesy as far as I'm concerned. I don't think the dog deserves to be in it personally. And again, I would say that I think the casting is wrong, but that's just me. There's so many good actors out there that could have played Superman. There's so many good actors could play Lex Luthor. I don't mind the girl who plays Lois Lane. I just think they should do her hair properly and make her look hot. But anyway, that's just me, right?
Yeah. I can't. I'm not going to argue with on that.
Other than
one,
that,
mate,
he loved the trailer.
No, I did like the trailer, but again, we're here to speak about the trailer. What we don't like, right?
I know.
So I didn't mind it. I didn't think it was bad.
If that actually was Metamorpho in there, then I totally agree with Ian. It's like now it's edging dangerously too close to overloading this movie with other superheroes.
I think it already is. I think it looked like it already is.
So I mean, to wrap up, guys, let's give this for a trailer, let's give this a ranking out of.
You should stop saying that. It sounds bad when you say ranking.
There you go,
Look,
Matt.
mate,
I think Matt,
you keep editing the recordings. That's why
I think Matt Cat in the chat has the final word on Lois Lane there.
Agree. Lois Lane could dress a little more feminine. That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying, right? Look, right?
But we haven't seen the film yet.
No, but do you think I have a point? Right. Yeah. Point one, Superman doesn't look manly enough. The actual guy they cast doesn't look like he's... Anyway, Lois Lane usually when it comes to American films, they do their hair really well. It's nice and shiny. Wearing something that matches her feminine beauty. But this, it looks like they just basically put a paper bag on her or something and just run the comb over her hair, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? Am I seeing things that are not there?
No,
I don't know.
I get where you're coming from, and that's been quite prevalent the last few years, where it seems to be, this is why they've been attacking certain elements, have been attacking Sydney Sweeney for the last year or so, because she is not afraid to show off her sexuality exactly. But it seems to be
I'm not
like
afraid to watch them
sin
either.
to do that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So we'll be doing a live show.
And here's the thing. I mean, when it comes to Clark Kent Superman, it seems, and I don't know, maybe I haven't read a lot of interviews with Gunn about how he's approaching the material, but it seems like the thing with Christopher Reeve is, as Ian has said, and that I agree with, he is, he was the epitome of Superman, very manly, built, tall, whatever. But the character of Clark Kent, maybe Superman, really is at heart a farm boy.
Yeah.
Who is this alien superhero? Yes, but his identity is as a farm boy. And so the look of the costume, this new costume aside, which I think is too much New 52. Maybe Gunn's trying to have his look be the farm boy more than the kind of built guy. I'm not saying that's the right approach, and I'm not even saying that's what he's doing, but maybe he's trying to lean into the whole, he's just kind of like a farm boy.
Well, I think what he's trying, I think this is me guessing, sorry if Gunn is listening, but I think Gunn didn't have any ideas. So what he did is he went to the comics and he thought, I'll take that, I'll take this, I'll take that. That costume looks all right, I'll take that. And maybe it may, and pass it off as, this looks very unique compared to the 78 version. But again, I would say this, you don't need to do that. Everything is there, right? The costume, everything. Why would you want to change something so iconic? Why would you want to do that? The S is from the comics. Yes, that's true. But that's what do you call the number? Was the that's not the original Superman.
It's not. It's the New 52. That was the reboot from 2011.
The reboot, right? Why would you take from the reboot? Go back to the source.
You're right. You're totally right.
It has, because you look at the Supergirl movie coming down the road. They're clearly going with the New 52 stories, which that is a frustration for me, because I think I want them to go further back into the history of DC Comics, the great stuff, but they're not. They seem to be going for the New 52.
The New 52, which was such a success that it got totally rebooted after 5 years.
But that's what I'm saying. Right. That's what I'm saying. That they basically they don't dig deep enough in the history of Superman, right? You don't need to show his origin, no, but you do need to keep who he is. You do need to keep the hope that Superman, and the costume and the whole aspect of the Superman history. You need to keep. Don't go to the comic that came after it. Go back to the source. That's what Tim Burton did with Batman. When before Tim Burton's Batman came out, everybody thought Batman of the 60s, and nobody wanted to touch the film. But he went back to the source where Batman was dark and broody and taught villains a lesson. Something they should go back to the source on this one, in my opinion. But then I'm not in charge. It's a shame.
Next sequel, Ian is going to be in charge. There'll be no crypto.
Do you think besides Luthor, this movie is going to have a secondary villain?
It does seem that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, again, right? The Nicholas Hoult, I do like him. He's a good actor. He was great in Juror Number 2, but he's not. If I was casting Lex Luthor, he doesn't look like he has life experience behind him. Even though he's a man, he looks very young. And the question is, why would you cast? Are you that stupid? You would cast someone like that? Answers on a postcard, please, boys.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, why would you do that? It's just.
I honestly, it may sound weird. I think they need to model their Lex Luthor after the animated series.
Do you know
where
what?
he
I
is,
don't
where
think.
he is the businessman, the all-powerful
Yeah.
businessman, and yet, he's totally trying to figure out a way to bring down Superman. That was
Let
great.
me
Do you
ask
know
you a
what,
question.
guys?
Go on, sorry, go.
Do you know what,
Mm.
guys? I don't even
Yeah.
think it's that. I think it's a case of they're looking at it and they're thinking, and again, going back to universe building, they're going, right, we want them young because we want to make X number of movies if it's a success. So we want them to develop, whereas if we get them older and we want them for 10, 15 years, they're going to age out quite quickly. That's the way that these studio execs are thinking. I'll bet you any money that's what they're doing. That's why they're starting them younger.
No, I don't.
That's probably another reason why that they also said, look, we don't want Cavill anymore because Cavill was he 40?
Yeah, but Cavill still had.
Which is still younger than me, but if
Cavill
you're going to
still
do
had that,
multi-movie,
yes.
but if you're going to do multiple movies, I can see the execs looking at it that way and going, okay, well, by the time we get to that, they're going to be that age, so we want to recast and start younger. That's how they could think about it.
Cavill had 3 in him. It depends on how fast you make the movies. If Cavill was under contract and you had a solid script, right, and you made another one, Cavill, and then the next 2 years later, or a year later, you're going to make another one. You have him under contract to make 3. There's no way he'd age out. He'd be fine. And after 3, you can let him go. But they didn't do that. I don't believe they cast these people because of their age, especially Nicholas Hoult. I reckon they cast it because they thought they were clever casting Nicholas Hoult. It's like, and also remember, if you cast someone like the guy that was in, I can't remember his name now, the guy that was in Breaking Bad, or someone of that similar, that's more money for them because they're well known. Nicholas Hoult is just kind of starting up, if you know what I mean. He hasn't really break through where he's a household name, has he?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Maybe it's money that the reason why they cast him. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What did you think about the Luthor from the last cycle of movies?
No.
So
I'm trying not to.
Yeah. So who was the last person to play?
He was the one who was in that Nagaseum.
He was
so
terrible.
Annoying.
He wasn't even Lex Luthor. He was something else. I don't know what the hell that was. Nobody knows what the hell that was. Do you know what I mean?
It actually got to. I actually even now I watch those films when I decide to, and it's like nails on a chalkboard for me. It is so bad. It's just. I'm thinking, what was Snyder's direction for this? What?
Yeah, but it's even like, again, right? Why would they pick? They've literally picked the wrong people for this. Snyder's script for Man of Steel was awful, right? I'm not even exaggerating here, right? And people say they like that movie. I'm sorry, right? But I'm not going to trust your opinion ever again because that movie was awful.
Yeah,
having his dad going like this. No,
yeah.
I gotta tell you, the worst thing in any DC movie, and I wanted to scream at the screen when Kevin Costner's is the dad said basically, well, maybe you should have let that busload of kids drown in order to preserve your secret. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
that was the worst moment.
It's dumb.
I couldn't believe it.
The whole thing is dumb, right? The whole point of Jonathan having the heart attack is so that Clark Kent can come to realize that even though he can do all these things, there's certain things he can't do. Couldn't even save his dad.
That's right.
And he gets swept up by a tornado, and it's like the whole thing is thrown in the air. It's stupid. How could they not know that's stupid? How?
Exactly. If that was my dad, I would be like, I don't care if anybody knows that I'm Superman. I'm saving my dad.
That's right.
And another stupid thing in that film, right? When he goes back to the town to fight those villains, and all those people are looking at him walking down the road,
having
like,
a burger.
Wasn't that guy who didn't he live here? Do you know what I mean?
That's right. Isn't
They
that?
recognize
It's like
him.
they should have been going like, "Woo, Clark!"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like,
Clark.
"Hi, Mrs. Berg. How are you?"
Yeah, exactly.
But they're still sat in the IHOP or whatever it's called.
Yeah, exactly. It's
You know.
stupid. The whole film is just ridiculously stupid.
And,
The whole thing is stupid.
I think with Man of Steel, and I've watched it a few times over the years, but I think you're right. The story for it, the script is absolutely diabolical. But also, I think what it suffers from, mate, guys, is
Script.
it came along at a time. The success of the Nolan Batman trilogy was what caused a lot of damage to Superman, because they thought, oh,
dark,
here we go, we've got to do that with Superman. But the way they do Batman, and Nolan does Batman, where it's in a grounded universe, doesn't work with Superman, because he's not gritty. He's a symbol of hope. He's got to be happy. He's got to be giving people inspiration. They're going to get better. But when he's, I think when we get to the Justice League or one of them, and he's like moping, and he's climbs into a bathtub with Lois after he's moaning. It's like I'm not seeing Superman here anywhere. I'm not seeing him at all. This guy, at least I get the feeling you're going to have moments in it where you're going to have that. He knows he's going to come. He knows he's going to come across something bad. That is going to give him a whipping, but he'll go and do it anyway because it's the right thing to do. Because it's how he's been brought up. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And James Gunn, his movies in the superhero genre, they haven't let me down yet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give him a pass on this one at the moment. So I mean, to finish off, guys, out of 5, what would you rate this Superman trailer? So Gary, you first. Deep thoughts from Gary there. Kill the pressure. He just doesn't know where he's going to go, does he?
I'm going to go 4. It's not 5. There's no perfect trailer, and 3 just kind of feels a little bit too low for me. So I'll go with 4.
Ian?
2.
Yeah. Okay.
Too many red flags. Too many red flags for me. Sorry.
And Matt Cat 83, he's giving it a 10.
10. It's meant to be out of 5, mate. What's wrong with you?
Matt Cat 83 is very happy with the trailer.
Of course he is. Yeah, I saw his review. It's a very good review.
What's your rating, John?
I give it 4 out of 5. There are elements in it that got me feeling like, this could work, and I might have my Superman back. But
Somehow
again, we're gonna have to wait till July. Me and Ian will be walking out of cinema. One of us will be crying. Which one will it be?
Well, my money's on you. There you go. I don't know, mate. It just there's too many red flags for me. I want Superman. I don't want some guy in a cosplay costume running around.
Because that's our job.
Yeah, exactly. Just seriously.
But I mean, that's it for the trailer reaction. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And Sci-Fi Chronicles, have a look on the YouTube page. We've got lots of reviews on there. A favorite at the moment that's doing really well is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. But until next time, goodbye, everybody.
Thanks to everybody in the chat.
Thanks for joining us.
Ta-da.